So this is a very special video to me. I'm going to be breaking down a concept that I thought of, but I don't even like to say I thought of because it literally feels the same as if it came from the damn sky, called the energy of excellence. And then something I added on to that as well as programming intuition. So this is the full breakdown of programming intuition and the energy of excellence. I do believe applying this to anything you want in life is literally like it has to give you the result that you want. If you want an excellent body, you can't just work out excellently. Like you also have to have an excellent diet. If you want excellent relationship, you can't just find a good partner. You also have to be a good partner yourself, you know? But what I think the most simple one to understand when trying to explain this is that gym analogy. You know, a long time ago, before I get into the breakdown, I just want to mention that a girl told me once that she would much rather be with a highly ambitious plumber who's constantly trying to get better than somebody who sold their business for like $500 million and they're just coasting by. I never understood that because I always thought, you know, success equated to amount of money you have or whatever. But then after understanding this concept and thinking about it, like I've thought about this concept for a long time, over a year. There's so much wisdom to what she said. It's the energy behind it, it's the energy, not the excellence in itself. Like you might have an excellent bank account, you might have an excellent house, but what is your energy like? So I did want to mention that because that's going to be important to know going into this. So let's break down that gym analogy. You say, okay, I want to have an excellent body. How do I do that? You want an excellent workout and an excellent diet. If you have those two things, it's a guarantee that you will have the excellent body. You look at the result and then you work backwards. So, for example, when you're working out and say you don't have the energy, say you don't have excellent energy that day, what I've noticed is it's kind of like a mirror force effect. If you just find the will to do one good set with excellent energy just going in, that energy kind of like reciprocates, bounces off, and then charges you up. Similar to when you walk around in the world. Like if you bring excellent energy to the world, what you're going to notice is you're going to attract excellent energy. You're going to attract excellent people. You're going to attract excellent places. You're going to attract excellent things because excellence naturally gravitates towards excellence. You know, if you want to attract excellent people, it always starts with that energy. I love the analogy of the girl because it's like that I talked about, because it's not the excellence. It's literally just the energy behind the excellence. It's like how passionate are you about life? And that's what people pick up on. The energy of excellence is the pursuit of perfection, knowing it's not attainable. Because here's the big difference between perfection and the energy of excellence. Say, even though it's not attainable, say you somehow achieve perfection. Well, now you're at the energy of sustainability. Like there's no more higher you can go. So now you're at the energy of sustainability, and that's a very different energy than the energy of excellence. Once you think you've made it, that's when you're in some trouble because you lose the energy. You might have the excellence, but you lose the energy behind the excellence. And I think people can understand, I think people can sense that, especially those with the energy of excellence. Because you can have an amazing house, you can have amazing cars, you can have amazing clothes, but if you don't have that energy, people are going to pick up on that unless they don't have it themselves. That's where the whole concept of real recognize real comes from. You know, the real can recognize the real, but the fake can't distinguish between the two. Seeking perfection, knowing it's unattainable, and doing that every single day. And being honest with yourself on what excellence looks like. Like, for example, if you're reading, you're going to read excellently. Reading a lot doesn't mean you're reading excellently. What does excellent reading look like? Full undivided attention. What I like to do as a side note, I like to actually put the audiobook in my ears and read the book at the same time. That way my energy is excellent and my attentiveness is excellent. And therefore I'll get excellent retention or excellent results out of the book as long as the book is excellent, depending on what you're reading, right? But no, I mean, what I'm saying is like, if you attack anything in life with the energy of excellence, you'll see excellence reciprocate and then come back to you. Now, what I want to do is attach a separate concept called the programming intuition to this. So programming intuition is essentially feeling something before it happens. A lot of people will think like, oh, once I have this car, I'll feel this way, or once I have this house, I'll feel this way. It's the same thing with the energy working backwards. Like, you want to feel as if you have that house, because what's going to happen is your intuition is going to be programmed to that goal. I don't want to use something like a house. Say you want to be like a singer, or I think the most one I use the most is like an actor. Say you want to be an actor. Well, if you program your intuition to feel as if you are an actor, your intuition is going to guide you. A lot of negative people would be like, how do I know if my intuition's wrong? I listen to my intuition all the time, and it always leads me down the wrong road. So you got to take it back and see, what are you programming your intuition towards? If you're expecting bad things to happen and you listen to your intuition's going to start telling you like, oh, do this, nudging you certain ways where you're going to lead to the bad thing. But if you're not only just expecting good things to happen, but if you felt as if the good things have already happened, your intuition's going to nudge you certain directions, say like, do this. And if you follow that intuition with unblinding faith and then apply energy of excellence to it, there's nothing like, it's the gym analogy. Like, it has to work. It will work. But you have to be honest with yourself. Are you giving this, when you're doing it, are you giving this excellent energy? Are you trying to be better? When you're doing it, are you giving it its full attention? Are you trying to cut corners? Are you trying to, do the things are you trying to avoid the things you know you need to do and you're not doing them? Like, when you walk into a house, you can tell a big difference between a house that's been fully deep cleaned and a house that is just like, that you just cleaned up a little bit. There's a big difference between those two. But there's a massive difference between a house that's deep cleaned and a house that is dirty. There's an energy behind that. An excellently clean house feels very different. Doesn't matter what it looks like, but it feels very different than a house that's dirty. And you got to understand, like I said before, when I was growing up, I always wanted a nice house. I always wanted a nice place to live, but I didn't have it at the time. But what I did have was a room. And what can I do with that room? I can keep it excellently clean. And by keeping it excellently clean, I get a little bit of that energy, the energy of excellence, which will lead to more excellence. And it's a compounding effect. Now, like when I started drop shipping, I wanted to do it excellently. I didn't want to cut corners. I wanted to do it excellently. So I put so much time and details into these sites. And as a result, the money flowed my way. Why do you think... Like right now, this is a $13 million house. And the design of it is so excellent. Like, if you see over here, like there's so many excellent details about it. And it's $13 million. And the reason I say that is because, like I said before, money is naturally attracted towards excellence. So when you're chasing after money, it's a ill pursuit. But if you're chasing after excellence, the money will naturally flow to you. Why do you think the most excellent artists make the most money? Why do you think that most excellent like finance managers make the most money? Why do you think when you go up the ladder, whoever is doing their craft the most excellent is making the most money? NFTs, who's doing their NFT project the most excellent? Luca Nets, Pudgy Penguins. Because that guy, just as a side note, he's a personal friend of mine. His energy for excellence is out of this world. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, he's constantly thinking about how to improve this, how to improve this. He's never like at that energy of complacency, which is also the same exact energy as perfection, if you believe that exists. Like, once you believe that exists and you think you got it, like, you're in for some trouble. So I say all this to say, it comes down to, if you want excellence, you have to be excellent. And no matter where you are in life, there's always excellence you can do. If you want to feel excellent, you can be excellent. Sorry, that was a B. If you want excellence, you can start by treating people excellently. You can start by keeping your car in excellent shape. It could be a banged up car. Like, I grew up driving really banged up cars, but I always kept the inside excellently clean. your room excellently clean. And then you kind of want to think about it as you're trying to absorb as much energy of excellence as possible. So what can you do? If you're eating excellent, you're going to feel excellent. If you're working out excellent, you're going to feel excellent. There's been so many times where I go to the gym and I don't want to work out and I just rip it. I know from the past, if I just do that first couple workouts excellently, I'm going to feel excellent. And then the chances of me having an excellent workout skyrocket. I end up having an excellent workout. And guess what? I feel excellent. Anytime I feel bad, I don't want to work out. But I know if I go work out and I have an excellent workout, I'm going to feel excellent because the energy of excellence is going to transfer. And you can do that in your own personal life. Like I was saying, when you walk throughout the world, if you feel bad, one of the best ways to feel better is to go and make other people feel better, because you'll feel that energy go towards them, see a smile on their face, and then it'll bounce back at you and you get charged up. A good analogy I think of in this stuff, I thought about it when I was snowboarding. You know, if you want to be an excellent snowboarder, and this applies to everything, you have to be present in the moment. Like if you're snowboarding and you're thinking about other stuff, you're going to wipe out hard. Same with life. You know, if you're trying to accomplish something and you keep thinking about other stuff, you're going to get hit a lot. But also with the snowboarding, what I found interesting is if you just focus on the present moment and you focus on every turn being as good as possible to keep yourself up, you're going to eventually make it towards what you're looking at, which is the bottom of the hill. But if you keep trying to go backwards, you're going to not only be stuck where you are, but you're going to spend so much energy trying to go back up the mountain when you can't physically get back up. So you can keep trying to go up, but you're going to be drained. You're not going to have the energy to even make it down the mountain at that point and get to where you're trying to go because you're not focusing on the present. I think the presentness and the energy of excellence is super important. The having excellent awareness to the present moment is crucial, because I feel like that's the basis towards everything, especially towards the energy of excellence. The energy you have at the present moment has to be unrelentingly excellent. And honestly, I think this is why the rich get richer, because when you have so much excellence around you, it's like a cheat code. It's like a instant attribute power up. If you wake up into an excellent house, you're going to feel excellent right off the bat, which is going to make you more likely to do excellent things, have an excellent workout, have excellent relationships, attract excellent people, because energy of excellence is it's sticky. It's very magnetic, I've noticed. And I recognized long ago, you don't have to have excellent things to attract excellent people. You just have to have that energy of excellence in itself. Anything that you do, you have to ask yourself, even if you don't like to do it at the moment, are you still giving it that energy of excellence? Because just like the gym analogy, I keep going back, even if it's something that you don't want to do, if you do it with the energy of excellence, you're going to soon find interesting things happen in your life. Not only will you perform whatever it is that you're performing better, but it's going to reciprocate. It's going to give you that energy. And then you're going to transfer that into other things. And then you're going to notice excellent things are going to come your way and excellent people are going to come your way. So at any given moment, when you're looking at something to do or you have to do something, you got to think about what would excellence do. And excellence is non-discriminatory. If you want to be an excellent weed smoker, that is what you're programming your intuition to do. Say you want to be the biggest weed influencer in the world. Then your intuition is programmed towards your goal, right? And you're already feeling as if you're already the biggest weed influencer in the world. Next comes the energy of excellence, because you're going to get little nudges from the intuition, and then any nudge that you get that feels right, that's when you're going to apply this system of just okay, I'm going to do this in the best way possible. I'm not going to cut corners, and the details matter. Just like a detailed car feels different than a car that you just wipe down. The details matter because that's where the energy lies, right in the details. And one thing I've noticed is in the moment, I have never wanted to do something excellently, ever. Because I know it's more work, I know it's more attentive, I know it's more time consuming. But in hindsight, I have noticed that it's one of those things that you'll always regret not doing if you don't do it. And if you do it, like, you never want to do it in the moment, but you'll always regret not doing it. But if you do it, even though you don't want to do it, you'll never regret doing it. And so you got to think about that in future sense. Like, what would your future self be? What would your future self do? Some of the best advice I've gotten all year is the way to combat laziness is to focus on the outcome, not the work that needs to be done. You got to focus on how good the outcome will feel, how great it'll be to accomplish whatever. And then you just think about that, and then it's like your body becomes automatic. Like, you got to do it. Like, I hate to keep going back to the gym thing, but it's like, that's a great thing. Like, when it comes down to being tempted by eating poorly, you got to think about how excellent it's going to feel to have that fit body. And it's especially awesome if you've already had that fit body and lost it, because you know what it feels like and you know you can achieve it and you've already proved it to yourself. So you just got to think about it in terms of that. You'll never regret doing things with your all, with the energy of excellence, but you'll never want to do them in the moment, ever. I can guarantee that. Unless you're feeling really excellent and you just want to give it your all, which is definitely possible. And this podcast is also brought to you by AutoDS. AutoDS is one of the industry leaders in all dropshipping fulfillment tools, but they take it a whole lot of steps further. Not only can you get dropshipping time down to 2 to 3 business days, you also get so many more tools. Because AutoDS is one of the biggest dropshipping softwares in the world, they've implemented a product research tool that tracks all their analytics, all their orders, and then you can use that data to find your own winning products and see where the trends are going, or even use a product that you know is selling really well right now. They have a TikTok ad spy tool built in, so you can even look deep into the TikTok ad side of things for all your product research needs. And all of it is automated. Gone are the days where you need like a VA going around and fulfilling these orders for you. AutoDS, it is completely automated. Not even just the orders, but also the tracking updates and the returns. All of that is taken care of by them. They already have a lineup of 500 million products you can choose from. It sounds like a joke, but that's an actual truth. But I think what really makes them stand out is all their worldwide suppliers that they're connected to. Because most softwares are just like AliExpress and their own suppliers, but these guys are, you know, Amazon, Walmart, eBay, Costco, Target, Overstock, Lowe's, and so many more. AutoDS is truly the all-in-one tool you need for all your dropshipping needs. So if you'd like to test it out, go to the link in the description below. You'll get a special deal through my link. Whether you're brand new at dropshipping or an experienced dropshipper, definitely check these guys out. Now back to the podcast. Like, if you think about it, we've all met people in our lives where, like, you meet someone and just something's off about them. You can just feel something's off about them. It's because I believe the energy in which somebody radiates is the ultimate truth teller. Like, you can't fake energy. Real recognize real. You might be able to fake it to some people, but you can't fake that true energy that lingers around somebody, like that aura that they have. If somebody feels like a cheater, chances are they're a cheater. If someone feels like slimy, chances are they're slimy. Like, how many times in your life have you done something or went into business with somebody that you know you shouldn't have, you did anyway, and then you got screwed? It's one of those concepts of like, how you do anything is how you do everything. If somebody's cheating in a golf game and trying to get away with it, chances are they'll cheat in the business. One thing I always talk about is if you're going into business with somebody and they're cheating on their wife or they're cheating on their fiance, or just cheating in general, you have to expect that person is going to cheat on you. You have to. They're cheating on their significant other, who is far more important than some guy doing a business deal. So I'd highly recommend, for one, just a side note, anybody doing that, because that's the energy of cheating right there. But you got to think reversal wise. If you have an excellent house, doesn't even have to be an excellent house. If you keep your house excellently clean, if you keep your car excellently clean, if you eat excellently clean, if you work out in the gym excellently clean, people are going to feel that energy of excellence on you. And the more that you do, the more excellence you do. If you run a business excellently, they're going to feel that on you and they're going to want to invest in you. If you just do as much as you possibly can, like, just start with one thing in your life. If you can, just choose one thing to do excellently. And you know what excellent feels like. There's a big difference between 99% and 100%. Like, if you're going to look at around in your room right now and it's not clean, give that thing an excellent clean. Don't give it 95% of the way. Just give that thing an excellent clean and see how different it feels when you walk into that house. And also notice how different it feels when you leave that clean room. It's gonna carry on you. It's gonna linger. I promise you. And then as you move up in the ranks, when you get a house that is just excellent, and excellent is perspective. An excellent house could be a $200,000 house or a $200 million house. It's really about your perspective towards that house and how well you maintain that house. You can have a real small 1,000 square foot house, but if you keep that thing clean and you keep that yard clean and it's just like excellent manicure and excellently maintained, you're going to feel that energy of excellence when you go to the gym, and then you're going to work out more excellent. And then after that, when you run into a random person on the street, you're going to notice you're going to naturally treat them more excellent. And then here's the cool part. In my bio, it says two things. EOE, which stands for Energy of Excellence, and make the world better by making you better. The best part about the Energy of Excellence is it causes ripple effects. They've shown that energy is magnetic. You know, I remember being a kid, and there's like a few people, strangers that I met, where my heart would sink the second I would look into their eyes. I don't think that's just a mistake or random or anything. I mean, it's been shown, literally, you can feel people's energy by proximity. So if you're around a lot of negative people, even if they're not even, say you're in a silent retreat and everyone around you is super negative, but no one's saying anything, you'll get more negative because the negativity also is magnetic and it pulls you that way based on the thoughts that they're having inside their head that projects. I'm blanking on the actual scientific terms behind it, but the thoughts that people have, it literally radiates. So you got to think about it like this. The better you make yourself, the better you make the world around you. If your energy is so excellent, like I'm talking like when you're walking, think about this. Excellent posture, excellent strides, excellent energy, excellent perspective. And this is just while you're walking. If you walk through a crowd of people in New York City, with that, you can literally affect thousands of people's energies just by walking through them in proximity, not even mentioning the people that you actually talk to. I've been doing something lately, which I want to like kind of show on like the new Ray-Bans, because I don't want to, obviously, like it's going to be different if I have a camera. But if I go up to a cashier and I say, hey, how you doing? All right, thank you so much. Versus one small tweak of saying, hey, how you doing? Like that versus that causes them to go from this to this. And it's amazing. And the reversal is true too. If I go up to, I've noticed if I go up to a cashier and I say, hey, how you doing? And they look back and they go, oh, I'm doing great. How are you doing? I immediately like smile because this energy I'm talking about is reciprocal. It mirrors. And Michael Jackson talked about if you want to change the world, start with the man in the mirror. The concept of making the world better by making you better is very consistent with the energy of excellence because it applies to both. When I started learning guitar, I noticed people around me started learning guitar. I noticed my chef at the time bought her son a guitar and started training him. When I started eating better, I noticed people around me started eating better. They started asking me for advice. My parents started eating a little better. When I was addicted to vapes for many years, I used to, and this is a great example of like making the world better by making the world worse by making you worse. I used to be a heavy vapor. Guess what would happen when I'd go around with that vape? People would ask for the vape. I'd hand out the vape, actively making the world worse because I'm making myself worse. When I finally quit vaping, instead of handing out vape hits, I started handing out vape quitting advice, solicited, because people, not unsolicited, people now be coming to me asking how to stop vaping instead of asking where's your vape so I can hit it. Making the world better by making you better. And just a side note, this is a great example for the energy of excellence. If you want to learn guitar, it's not just about playing the guitar every single day. It's about bringing that excellent energy. So what the energy of excellence looks like when you're learning an instrument. if you can afford it, it's about hiring someone who has the energy of excellence for guitar, somebody who's passionate about guitar. Because not only will that energy spread to you, but you're also going to learn from someone way better than you. If you can't afford that, it's about being fully attentive in learning everything about the guitar, learning the chords, and then learning, I'm blanking on the name now. Not the tabs. Obviously, I haven't played guitar in a little bit, but you got to think about it. You want to be excellent at guitar? It starts by just finding excellent information and then performing it excellently. Full attentiveness. That's so crucial to the energy of excellence, is full attentiveness to whatever you want to do. Like, I can't say it enough. Give it a try. If you're, like, so many people are feeling down right now. So many people are in the dumps. So many people are negative. If you're one of these people, even if you're not one of these people, just try it for a day. Every thought, positive. If you have a negative thought, shift to positive. If it's the same concept of, like, if you don't want to go to the gym because you're feeling like your energy is depleted, you're tired, go to the gym and just give it your all. Just get past the first couple minutes with intense energy, and you're going to notice it's going to mirror force. It's going to go back into you, and you're going to be charged up. Every thought, every action, try it for a day, and you're going to see how much better you feel, how much better you perform. And just imagine if you take that concept and apply it fully into your life for every single day. Because at the end of the day, excellent house, excellent cleanliness, excellent people, all this, what it's doing is it's charging you up. Like, I call it harvesting energy, but not in the negative sense. There's definitely some, negative energy harvesters out there who, like, they just feed off negative energy, because negative energy is enticing. When I've gone through the worst parts of my life, it was very concerning how much I loved negative energy at that time, how much I loved talking about my problems, how much I loved learning about other people's problems. Like, that's something I would do when I feel bad. I would look up other people's problems, and it would make me feel better, because I'm like, oh, my problems aren't as bad as that, at least. But that's no way to go about life, because if you're bringing negative energy towards your thoughts, like, it all starts in your thoughts. Negative energy will bleed into your actions, and then negative energy will bleed into your life. Like, you're just going to be, and then you're going to have a negative life. And make no mistake, you can be very rich without having the energy of excellence. That's why it always trips me out when people base success on money. Like, you're in for a rude awakening if you base success on money. If you base success on money, you're going to have to come to the fact that the person who won the $1.8 billion Powerball is more successful than you, even though you run an extremely successful business and you've impacted so many people's lives, or, like, that guy has more money because he got lucky. Do you really want to base success off money, or do you want to base success off results of how excellent something was performed? You look at the top most wealthy people, let's say in general, Elon Musk. That guy does SpaceX in an excellent fashion. Tesla, excellent fashion. What does excellence look like to him? That guy constantly working, but not just working to work. Like, if you want to be a good golfer, you don't just golf to golf. You learn, you take lessons, you watch videos, you constantly learn. That's such a critical position, or that's such a critical factor to the energy of excellence. It's constantly learning. I've said this before about, if you believe you're at perfection, you now have the energy of complacency, the exact same energy that somebody who's just complacent with, like, a below average life and doesn't want to do anything extra. Same energy, same exact energy. You just are at two different categories of, say, wealth or accomplishments. But the energy that you then have is no longer, like, you can't get to the energy of perfectionism without the energy of excellence on the way. But you are screwed if you switch from the energy of excellence to the energy of perfectionism, because that is just a cover for the energy of complacency. So the key factor to the energy of excellence is constantly getting better. Someone like Tiger Woods in golf is a great example. He is still he's still taking lessons, and he's still trying to work on his swing. Like, I watched a video of him recently. This guy is the greatest golfer that has ever lived. And even in 2001, when he was destroying the competition, you know what he did? He went to his trainer and he said, I want to work on my swing. He changed his entire swing when he was at the top of the world. Do you know how much you have to drop your ego to do that? That's insane. Like, that is crazy. But it's that energy of excellence. He was trying to always get better. He was trying to be more excellent. He was trying to be more excellent. And the greatest people I know have that energy. And I want to just stress again, it's not about the excellence. It's not about the results. It's literally about the energy. When that girl said, I would rather be with a passionate plumber who's constantly trying to get better than somebody who sold their business and coasting at $500 million, it was very eye-opening. Now, a lot of people would hear that and be like, oh, she's probably lying or whatever. She's probably like, when it came down to it, she'd rather be with the $500 million. I don't remember who this girl was who said this to me, but you got to remember that energy is magnetic. If you want an excellent girl in your life, for this example, she's going to choose the person with the excellent energy. If you want somebody who possibly doesn't have that energy, but they just want the money, then that's the girl that's going to be more attracted to the person with $500 million. So you got to decide, which one do you want? Do you want somebody who's just like there for the money? You can get that with the energy of money. But if you want somebody who is an excellent person, who strives for excellence, who always is trying to be better, that person, I truly believe, is going to choose the passionate plumber over the $500 million coaster, for sure. Like, energy is magnetic, man, and you got to understand, like, you have to become the person that you want before you find the person that you want. You know, you had, like, it's you. It was you all along, like Russ says. And so, an excellent relationship starts with internal excellence yourself. You will be shocked at what type of different person you attract, both relationship-wise, friend-wise, business-wise, when you start applying this concept. I didn't realize that I was applying this concept ever since that moment in the creek. And it was like, and looking back, it's like connecting the dots. It's like, that's why a lot of you were probably attracted to me to begin with. You could sense my energy. I saw it in the comments all the time. Like, your energy is different than others. It's because I was chasing something. I had something to run away from, and I had something to run towards. And at the time, it was Los Angeles, of course. But Los Angeles, to me, represented excellence, because I was like, that's the most perfect place right there. That is excellence. I was striving towards excellence, and I wasn't even realizing it. So I realized, like, look, connecting the dots backwards, when I started drop shipping, I had to become, all right, let's even take it back further than that. When I was Uber driving, I knew I had to have excellent energy while Uber driving to attract excellent people, which I did in these Ubers. And then when I started drop shipping, I knew I had to, like, do this excellently. Because the first time, for those of you who know my story, I started with this new concept and then I quit because I thought I knew everything about Facebook ads. But then I went back and I'm like, I'm going to put my ego aside, which is critical to the energy of excellence. Because if you have ego, you think you already know it all. And I learned how to do Facebook ads excellently. And then guess what? I built the store excellently. I thought of an excellent concept, and then I applied marketing excellently. And guess what? Excellent results. Every single time. I'm telling you, every single time this will happen. And then I started the course, right? And when I started the course, I wanted to have because at the time I was like, these people are selling these courses and it's like PowerPoint presentations. What can I do? Okay, I want to make an excellent course. How am I going to make an excellent course? I'm going to do a click-by-click, step-by-step. I'm going to make this as great as I possibly can. Because if I make this as excellent as I can, it's going to have excellent results, not only in the sales of the course, but the result, because it doesn't matter about the sales of the course if you're not getting excellent results, because the excellent results is what's going to produce excellent results for the sales. Like, so excellent results from the students equate to excellent results from the course. And I'm like, this is perfect, because I'm doing all of this to get to a place of excellence, which physically to me was Los Angeles, like excellent weather, excellent beaches, excellent people. Okay, as this started happening, I started realizing, okay, if I'm going to go to excellence, I'm going to have to be more excellent. So I started working out harder, more excellent workouts, more excellent dieting, more excellent reading, more excellent mind. Because even though I wasn't even there in my mind, I already was, and I could feel that energy bleeding, like bleeding into every part of my life. When I would meet a stranger, like, man, it's just so crazy looking back because so many people who met me say, I just love your energy. So many people on YouTube would say, I just love your energy. I love your energy. And the whole time, it was the energy of excellence because I was constantly trying to get better. Even though I had tons of distractions, I was still trying to get better for, in my eyes, excellence. And I hate to say it, sometimes you need that. Like, say, like I've noticed when people get into, say, like you have a partner that you love, you want to be more excellent for them because the energy that you feel in the love itself is so excellent that it just bleeds through your life. Like, and then it bleeds into other people's life because you impact people with your energy throughout the day. Even that analogy I said of just walking through a crowd and not saying a word, you can literally change these people's energies. It's just an amazing concept, and it's really had a massive effect on my life, like spooky effect. And I've noticed big differences when I haven't been applying it. Like, I can't say I have applied this to my life at 24/7, but going back to that course in times where I was trying to produce something excellent, like I remember being 13 hours a day, 14 hours a day straight working on this course, the details, like editing, even down to the editing it to make sure that it's edited in a way where it flows properly. I didn't just like do a lazy like long screen like grab, like, because I wanted to have the user have an excellent experience, because if they had an excellent experience, that excellence would bleed into them and make them more likely to produce excellence. This podcast is brought to you by dropshipping.ai. That means this podcast is brought to you by myself. This is my website. This website is completely free for everybody. I don't want your money now or later. This is not some funnel. This is completely free. You get a free dropshipping store built by AI. You get free products chosen by AI, and you get a free course on how to use AI to dropship in the modern day era. AI has changed every industry. Everybody knows that, and dropshipping is not excluded. We have the most relevant, most powerful, most up-to-date information specifically tailored to dropshipping and AI fusion that we're seeing right now. And like I said before, this is completely free. I'm one of Shopify's top affiliates in the entire world. In fact, I was awarded top Shopify affiliate in North America, so they pay me to give you guys this for free. It's a beautiful cycle called the cycle of life. So if you want to support yourself and support this podcast and support me, go to dropshipping.ai, claim that store, claim those products, claim that course, and let's get back to the podcast. So the way I see this concept is basically you want to think about your mother as the energy of excellence and your father as the programming intuition, and you're the child. What I mean by that is a mother most of the time will instill, your concept of love, energy, caretaking, all that, while the father usually like kind of tries to tell you what to actually do. So when it comes down to the energy of excellence, you don't really think about looking to that towards what you should do. The energy of excellence is specifically how you would do it. And you want to think like your intuition is being programmed, right? Whatever your goal is, you think of your goal. It's going to tell you what to do, and you got to follow that. But when you do get told what to do, make sure you do it, and make sure you do it with the energy of excellence. And that's where the concept can sometimes fall short. Like if you just are just like going out with like blind excellence of energy, yeah, good things are going to happen. You're going to attract excellence, but it's also, you're not going to necessarily have direction. You're just going to be a positive force, which is great. But being a positive force with nowhere to put that energy can sometimes lead you astray. And so the guiding principle here is the guiding force is going to be that programmed intuition. Like you got to make sure you check on yourself. You can do this every single morning. You wake up and you feel exactly like you are where you are. I can't tell you how many times I was driving to work to go bust tables in a 1998 Honda Accord with 280,000 miles on it. and it was feeling like it was a BMW i8 because that was around the time when they came out, and I saw one at work, and I was like, man, that's the car right there. I just felt it, and it had nothing to do with manifestation, because the word manifestation in itself, I did a whole podcast on this, is a separator between thoughts and reality. You know, I'm manifesting this. I'm manifesting that. Motherfucker, I am here already. Like, I'm already there mentally. So when I was driving that car, it felt like an i8. No distinguishable act. I'm not saying, okay, I'm manifesting that. No distinguishable act. I was feeling that. And then a few years later, I was actually driving that same route in that car. It's no mistake. The same with the Los Angeles. Like, ever since I was 8, I wanted to go, and then like when I dropped out of college, like I started feeling as if I was already there in the hills, and eventually I got there. But I got there through the program intuition. Like I said, it's so crazy looking back because my intuition has always been programmed to be living in the hills in Los Angeles. Okay, I got a programmed intuition. Then throughout my life, I'd get these nudges, like I mentioned before, like one product drop shipping. Now, the whole time, my intuition's programmed to be living in Los Angeles, but then I get this nudge, one product drop shipping. Okay, I'm feeling great energy. I'm going to do that. And then I did that. And it led to me living in Los Angeles. But I did it with excellent energy because I was already feeling the energy of my room, right? Like I said, I kept it clean. And then luckily, I was able to move to my friend's house who built this brand new house. And I never lived in anything like that before, and I could feel the energy of that house, and it started charging me up, so I started doing things more excellently. I started busting tables more excellently and all that. And yeah, you gotta think like the program intuition part is your guiding principle, and then whatever it tells you to do, you do that with the excellence of energy, and then excellence will fall your way always, guaranteed, every single time. I've always thought about this in like a very abstract way. Like when you think about program intuition, you know, a lot of people know the parallel universe theory. The way I kind of look at it is there's an infinite amount of versions of me in the future. And by programming my intuition to feel my desired outcome, say a professional soccer player, I'm communicating with myself. I'm communicating with that version of myself in the future, and he's like relaying the messages backwards to me. Like, I know it's like a really abstract way to think about it, but that's how I think about program intuition. Is this like I'm thinking about, like I'm having a direct communication with my future self, but that version of my future self. Now, if you are a negative person and you're thinking about, oh, I'm going to fail it. Like, I've met some really negative people who are like, oh, I'm probably going to fuck this up. Yeah. So you got to think, when you think those thoughts and then you start getting intuition to do something, that's probably the failure version of yourself that you're already programming yourself into, talking towards you and guiding you. Like, it's a guiding light. We all talk about guardian angels, but have you ever stopped to think that the guardian angel might be the future version of you, depending on the programmed intuition that you have for yourself? Like, it's a very interesting concept to think about, but I see no negative effect at all thinking about life in that aspect. And it's important to note that even with the energy of excellence, you're going to make mistakes. Again, this is not the energy of perfectionism, aka the energy of complacency. With the energy of excellence recognizes mistakes happen, but it's about the recovery, like Rocky Balboa said. It's not about how hard you hit, it's how hard you get hit and still get back up. So when you make a mistake, that can, especially a big mistake, that can have a huge impact on your energy if you let it. And if you notice like you make a mistake and then you start focusing on that mistake, guess what? Your energy is shifting from the energy of excellence to the energy of, I don't even know what that would be called. The energy of mistakes. And then guess what? If you keep thinking about a mistake you made, even if it's one, your energy is shifting into a point where not only your energy, but your intuition as well, shifting to a point where it's going to lead to more mistakes, because I've mentioned so many times in here, energy is magnetic. So when your energy is all about this mistake, it's going to attract more mistakes. It's going to attract more mistakes. And then it's going to attract more people who make more mistakes, you know? But when you make a mistake, you have to get right back into this mindset of excellence. And the easiest one is the gym. Like, if you can do nothing else, you can keep your room clean, you can keep your car clean, and you can work out with excellent energy. And just those 3 things alone, the most basic things ever, it's going to change your world, I promise you. So I know a lot of business people follow me, and you got to think, like, if you want to have an excellent business, which, again, I would not think about it in terms of like, oh, I want to have an excellent bank account. I want to have an excellent, like, that seems like a horrible way to do it, because especially in business, like, excellence bleeds money. It attracts it. So you got to just think of 2 things you can do. Say it's a dropshipping business. Excellent product research, excellent store build, or even a third, excellent ads. It's those 3 things. And the way to get those 3 things is to find excellent information, right? Be honest with yourself. There is no possible way you can fail with that formula. If you want to start a dealership, an exotic car dealership, find someone doing it excellently. And I've always said, never listen to anybody who's never done whatever it is you're trying to do. You're going to end up not doing it just like them. If you find somebody doing it to an excellent level and you get around them, you're going to not only absorb their energy, but you're going to absorb that information. And then if you apply it with that excellent energy, the results have to be excellent. It has to. Like, it has to. I can't say enough. That gym analogy, man. Think about it. Like, excellent diet, excellent workouts lead to excellent body. Excellent product with excellent marketing leads to excellent results, like in terms of monetary gain or scalability. Like, look at, like, I'll bring up Luca again. NFT projects, most of them failed. Most of them are gone. But he has an excellent community with an excellent design. Therefore, it's an excellent project. Every time. Because the whole idea here is to maintain that energy. And you cannot maintain that energy if you are not surrounded by it. And you can't make the excuse like, oh, you don't understand, Scott, like, my car is crappy, or you don't understand, like, I live in such a shitty environment. That might be true, but you do have the power to bring excellence into that environment, just as you have the ability to bring excellence into a room full of negative people. Like, you can be that guiding light. And the way you do that with the room, like I've said before, you just clean it, keep it clean, maintain that energy. If you're feeling bad, go do something excellent, whether give out some money to somebody or do a great favor to somebody, and then you'll have that energy. Not only is it in you, but it's also in this person too. And you're going to feel excellent, and then it's going to compound and bleed. But it's all about trying to maintain that as much as you possibly can. Just like I'm trying to maintain this lighting here. All right, I got to shift to this side. But you got to think, like, why do we like having excellent things? Like, think about that for a second. It's like, why do we like having excellent things? Is it because of the way they look? Yeah, probably. But it's honestly, it comes down to the way it makes us feel. Like, when you are in an excellent house, it makes you feel excellent. If you have excellent clothing on, it makes you feel excellent. If you're with excellent people, it makes you feel excellent. It all comes back to the feeling. It all comes back to the feeling. And in the feeling is the energy. So anything you can do to get that energy, I'm telling you, do it. Because when you get that energy, more excellence flows towards you. Therefore, excellent things, excellent people. Therefore, that excellence will actually enhance your excellent energy and make you have more excellent energy, which will bring more excellence into your life. And it's a compounding effect. But that's why it's so important to maintain it. Like, whether it's a mistake that happens, whether it's a tragedy, like, feel it, understand it, but understand that if you keep in that energy too long, the whole thing's going to be shifted, and then you have to go back to square one and then start to rebuild and all that. But if you want to maintain excellence, you have to maintain the energy of excellence in all ways. The more things you do in an excellent manner, the more energy of excellence you harvest. And the more and the more excellence that comes your way, which allows you to have more energy of excellence, and it just compounds like that. One of the last things I want to cover is it has to be authentic, and because I've heard that response from a lot of people. They're like, "Oh, what am I just supposed to put on this like fake face and be like, "Hi, how are you guys doing?" Like that's some bullshit. You're right, it is. Like you shouldn't fake it. But there is such a thing as faking it till you make it. If you are feeling negative, you can literally change your entire energy just by forcing a smile. The smile can be inauthentic, but you're going to notice the energy you feel is going to be authentic. When you're doing something, you have to truly ask yourself, are you doing it just to get it done, or are you trying to do it the best that it can be done? Those two things, man, not only will the result be completely different, but it'll make you feel completely different. Because they say what is it, the road to heaven feels like hell and the road to hell feels like heaven. The man with no purpose distracts himself with pleasure, but there's so much pleasure in the pain, especially the results that you get from the pain. Like you don't necessarily want to only think about the things that you feel great doing. Like you're not going to feel great doing a lot of the stuff that you need to do, but you want to find the stuff that makes you feel great after doing it. Like sometimes when I'm working out, I do not want to be there. A lot of times when I'm working in general, I do not want to be doing this. But if I put that feeling aside and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to do this as excellently as possible, I notice that energy shifts from I don't want to do this to like this obsession. It's it's like I fall into like a trance state because I'm just so engulfed in doing this the most excellent way possible that forgot that I didn't want to even do this to begin with. But you can never get there if you're doing it with that energy of I don't want to do this. So next time there's something that you know you need to do or something that you want to do to get where you need to go or where you want to go, just get in there and focus on doing it as excellently as possible, because it's going to feel I'm trying to think of the word. It's going to feel just so pleasurable to be doing something so excellently, because excellence feels so pleasurable, and that's the difference between like drugs and getting that like energy. Like I said, it has to be authentic, right? This energy that you get from, say, doing Molly or something, it's not an authentic energy. Like it's not. It's like a fabrication and it's a fake front. Drinking alcohol is the same thing. Like it's a fake happiness. There's something lacking there, and that is in no comparison to what you feel like when you accomplish something excellent, and it's no feeling compared to when you're doing something excellent. Because when you're doing something excellent, you feel excellent, like real excellence. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. I have never wanted to do excellence. I mean, I have, right? But when it came down to actually doing the work towards excellence, I never wanted to do it. But I know if I just put 2 feet in real quick, I'll get into that trance mode and I'll feel so engulfed in excellence, and I'll feel even more excellent when it's done. It's kind of like a cold plunge, you know? You don't want to get in. You never want to get in. When you're in, you just want to get out. But when you get out, that feels so good. There is no feeling like that once you get out, because it's not only is the feeling of accomplishment, but it's the feeling of doing something excellently that you did not want to do, which like you have to do. Now, there is a way to do a cold plunge excellently. I see these people put their arms up like this. You're not doing how many times have I seen somebody get into a cold plunge and they're talking all that shit beforehand, then they get into the cold plunge and then they get in like this? Like, come on, man. Like do it excellently. Like get in there. You'll feel a lot better, I promise you. So anyway, guys, I did want to drop that concept, and I want to end it on this, because this is my whole theory of why excellence feels so good to do and why it feels better to do excellence. I believe we can't achieve perfection, but we can get close to it. But but it's never attainable. Like, it just keeps going away. And I think the reason excellence feels so good is because I think the only perfect thing in the world is God himself. So by that logic, the more excellence you do for yourself, for your others, for every action, every thought, the closer you get to God himself. The more negative you do, the more that's the closer to evil itself. And it makes sense if you think about it like that. So I think when you have an excellent conversation, full attentiveness, great uplifting spirit, you get closer to God. Even when you work on your business with excellent fashion, excellent energy, you get closer to God. When you work out excellently, you're closer to God. When you have an excellent diet, you get closer to God, because all that makes you feel more excellent. And I think the only thing above excellence is perfection, and there's only one thing that can achieve that: God himself. So just find excellence in everything. Excellence in perspective. I mean, excellence is detailing your car before you go on a date. Excellence is making your bed right in the morning and making it look good, not just throwing the covers over. Excellence is asking about somebody's day and actually like caring. Excellence is caring. That's what it really comes down to, actually. Excellence is just caring. While the opposite of that is cutting corners, being negative, all that. So I just want to lay this concept out there. I know I definitely rambled there for a bit, but I hope it helps people, because it's really shifted my perspective. Whenever I think about not wanting to do something, I think about the results as if I've already achieved it. And then when I go to do it, I try to do it as excellent as possible, because I know not only will the result benefit me, but the energy I get from doing that excellently will also benefit me in every aspect of my life. And furthermore, it'll bleed into other people's life in ways that I could never predict or expect. So let me know what you think about this concept below. Let me know if you made it all the way to the end of the video. I'm interested to see who made it through an hour and 7 minutes. My God. So yeah, that was the energy of excellence, programming intuition, and the energy of excellence. So hope you guys have an excellent day. And remember, seek excellence, you'll feel excellence, and more excellence will find you.